Welcome to BISP Solution. Today's webinar is about transition related to fixed assets. So let us move to webinar agenda. So today's agenda on day 3 is asset reclassification. Then we will go with a revaluation of asset, then transfer of asset. Right, so let us quickly move to the next slide. So reclassification of asset, we will change the asset by category, and depreciation method for with the category will also get changed, and preview the reclassification and reclassify the accounting also. We will see the accounting also in the application itself. So let us quickly navigate to the application, how the things are performed. Right, so let's log in with user credentials. Let me log in. So I am logged in with one of the credentials, that is yeah. So it has been logged in. Now let us navigate to the asset work area. So if you go to the asset work area, this is my book, that is US crop book, which I am using, and my depreciation open period is August, right? So, and if you see from here, there is no addition is there. Let us create one or two additions, and we will work with that particular two or three additions with that. So let us create. Let me go to the task panel and add asset in spreadsheet. Let use this one. We had not used that one. So add asset in spreadsheet, and the book is US crop, and asset type is capitalized, right? So we are using the asset type as in a capitalized. So say go. That will be ADFDI file will be downloaded. So let me download that. So we have already selected our book and asset type, right? So let me open the ADFDI sheet. Let me provide the credentials, login credentials. Right, so the book is already selected scope, and the asset type we have selected as a capitalized, and the queue is new. The other things we have to fill, we will fill the mandatory fields or some of the optional fields also, and let us fill up the addition. So interface line is first line I am selecting, and description I am giving out here as let me select as computer. Let me select as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as let me select as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared by, and description I am giving out here as computer server, computer server, and prepared So you can fill that. That is not a mandatory one. 3607. Let me search with that. Let me say 4, right? 3609. Let me search with that. 7. Let me search with that. This is the user can define the prepared by. So let us, I am searching for KC Brown. So let me search that. Here we are, the KC Brown, selecting that. And I am selecting the major and minor category. Say computer category, search out here. So major category, COMPUTER, computer, and minor category as I am selecting as a software. Say OK. So as you know, my open period is August, right? So I can add the asset within the August or before the August, right? So that's why we will provide the in service date. Just hold on. In place service date, that will be my 1st of 8/2023, right? So the cost of the server, so let me cost say $35,000 and the unit is 2, right? So unit is 2 and location. So let me double click that. Let me select the location out here. Say USA and search with that. So let me search. This is for my Atlanta office, right? So let me select that. I am selecting one of that. That is USA California Atlanta office. And say OK. take a bit of time. And let me select the depreciation account, right? So let me select the depreciation account, depreciation expenses account. So let me select that from search with DP, depreciation, and depreciation on computer and software, right? So select that. It will be an expense account. Depreciation will be grouped under expenses. That will affect our income statement, right? So that is the expense account. Take a bit of time. It's taking time. Here we are. So asset number you can provide, but we are using automatic asset number. Asset key you can provide, the tag. So let me provide one tag out here. So let me say tag as E, let me say E6 server, A6 server, serial number as ERS78520, right? So that is the number. And clearing account, that is asset clearing account. Let me select that asset clearing account. Let me search with asset clearing. So that is the asset clearing account. Select that. Say OK. It's take small bit of time. So you can see it is blurred right now. There we go. Now I will provide the manufacturing name, which is not mandatory one, but I am providing the same. That is, I will say MS Window Server, say E6, right? So E6 as the server, and the model number WX, I'm saying 888752. Just I'm giving the number. Use yes, ownership yes, brought as new, right? So select that. And depreciation, that is a very important one. Depreciate, yes and no. When you select depreciation as no, it will not depreciate, right? So we want to depreciate that asset, right? So in the physical, say yes, and let me select that. Let me put invoice number. Let me provide the invoice number as XTR 7852, right? So XTR 7852 is my invoice number. So let me go more beyond that. The life and depreciation method will be automatically populated using my category. We have already defined the category, so we don't have to define that. And let me go more, just moving ahead. Okay, these are not mandatory fields, right? So let me select the supplier. Let me select the supplier. The supplier name is Dell, right? So select that supplier. So invoice number. So invoice number, I want to give the invoice number. That is the invoice number we have used. Invoice date is 1st 8, right? So that is the date of invoice, and the invoice line number 1, and invoice type as, you can give the invoice as an item, and description as Windows server. These are not mandatory field, right? So Windows server, so we are using that, and right, so these are the not mandatory fields. We are, apart from the mandatory fields, we are filling that. So let us upload that, post that. If I select the queue as new, then in the application it will be populated out here incomplete. If I select as a post, then it will ready to post, right? So let us post that. Everything is okay. Let me post that and select the post, right? The roles insert successfully. The process ID is this, right? Say OK. Let us navigate to the application now. Let's refresh. Let us re-navigate. Again, go to the asset work area. So it get posted, right? So let us review, inquire the asset about the asset. So recent addition, go out there. Here we are. The asset has been added. So you can see the asset has been added in our system, right? So you can see the financial details. So these are the financial details and the source line. If you go to the source line, so out here the source line is Oracle spreadsheet, right? So you can see the Oracle spreadsheet out here, and if I go to the transaction, yes, so it's been added and the transfer to this location, right? So that's transferring to this location and added to my book, that is US crop book. So today we will reclassify that particular asset. So the asset number is 112719, right? So let us copy that, and the category is computer software, right? So let us computer software, but I have wrongly configured it as a computer software. And if you see, the method of depreciation is 5 years, right? So it is a 5 years. Let me reclassify that asset line, which I have wrongly classified as a computer software, to say computer hardware. I want to reclassify that, right? So let us reclassify the same. So let us, how to reclassify the name? First, from the task panel, go to adjust asset. So if you want to reclassify any single asset, you can do so. And if you use a mass, if you have a 3-4 classification to do, then you can do with a mass reclassification, right? So let us once again, we will upload one more sheet, say computer server S2, right? So select that S2, and we will change this as post to new, right? And other things will remain same, and description as server S2, and I am selecting the to California, everything is okay, and the server is this, and the serial number I am changing, and the tag as S2, right? So selecting the same, Windows Server S2, right? Just hold on, model is same, right? So let me change the invoice number also, that is 3. Right, and I will select as second, so that we can identify for our testing purpose Windows Server as S3, right? So let us upload that as a new, right? So let us upload. Just hold on. Just wait for a while. Clear the data. Let me re-log in. So row has been submitted successfully. Let us here we are. You can see that this line has been out here, incomplete rows. So you can see out here that we will prepare the lines, right? So let me say cancel out here. No, cancel. Yes. Let me split that asset, right? Selecting that and split that into two lines, one each, right? So the cost will be divided between that. So let me provide the details, say new to post, save and close, and to the next one, to the post, save and close, and let us post all. That is, it will trigger post mass addition. So let us re-navigate, and we will see that two asset has been created. The asset number can be viewed from schedule process. If you go to the schedule process, there is a one report. You can view the asset number from there itself, right? So let me refresh out here. So let me see this post mass addition report. So if I go to the post mass addition report from here, so you can see the report HTML. Here we are. That is S2. The two asset has been created. I will download that. We will use this report, right? So let us download the same PDF download. So let us navigate to the asset work area. So let us move to the asset work area. From here, if I want to reclassify the asset which I have uploaded, right? So let me open that particular post mass addition report. The two asset number. So that asset number is 112720, and another one is this, right? So if I go to the mass, let us create transaction as category change, cost and rule change, group change. If you have a group that asset, you want to change that, resume depreciation, suspend the depreciation. So I will going to change the category, right? So let us create a category. So transaction code I am selecting as CS26ER, RE, right? So that is my transaction group code, and say change in CATEGORY category, right? So prepared by, you can provide the prepared by, So that is 6507, that is, and if you have the asset number, you can provide the asset number. Let us provide the asset number, that is the criteria. So close that. That is asset number is this one. Just hold on. This is the asset number to this asset number 112721, right? So that is the asset number. And so this asset, from asset to this asset, this is the asset selection criteria, right? So category detail, so let us provide some category detail filter. So let us major category, let me say equals, or say equals to computer, add field, minor category as hardware, right? Say OK. So I have selected the two criteria, and this is the mass addition transaction number, right? And status is new, and the transaction group is this, right? So submit the same. If I want to have a mass adjustment of the category, right? So let me select as in progress, transaction type as category, right? So let us prepare the change in category. So one ADFDI file will be downloaded. Let's download that. Let me open the sheet. Since I have already downloaded that sheet, one sheet is already open. It will, I think so, will not ask for credential. Let me connect. It should not. Let's wait. Save, just close that, save. Just reopen that. I think so multiple books are open. Just close that let me close that. Yeah, so this is the one of the book which I have already opened. So change the category. So let me change the category to hardware, right? So let me select that hardware, and previously it was in software. You can see the category is software, right? So other things are okay. Post, if it is new, then it will, you have to post it down. I will post that, change in category, and I will prepared by. It's not a mandatory field. So there we are. And post that. The row is successfully uploaded. Let us navigate to the application now. Say done. If I go to the inquire asset, so you can see it is right now is computer hardware, right? So if I go to this asset, one of the asset, and let me see the transactional level, so you can see that reclassify. So it was, before it was computer software, now it is computer hardware, right? So that is the reclassification. And after reclassification, there is no depreciation. Let's run one depreciation out here and create accounting. So let us go out here, calculate depreciation. From here, if I go to the calculate depreciation, let us view the depreciation amount. Just me hold on. It is running, process is running. Wait for a while. Here we are. The depreciation has been calculated. View accounting, we have not run the view accounting. Let's create accounting. So let us create the accounting. So select our book, that is US crop book, and select that summary detailed report and submit the same. You can view the process through schedule process. If I go to the tools, you can view the scheduled new processes. Let the things complete so that we can view the accounting, right? So that's why I have run the create accounting. The create accounting for asset, you can see that the child, lot of sub processes running behind the single parent process. If you create accounting process for asset, there are various, now it is getting posted to GL, right? So that is, it's running, process is running still. From the sub ledger to the GL, the data is get transferred, the numbers get transferred. So create accounting still running. Let us complete succeed. The execution report, the final execution report will be there. You can view the execution report. So there is some warning is there. Let us navigate to the application out here. To the asset work area. From here itself I am going. So you can navigate through the, so you can view the accounting out here. So view accounting. So you can analyze the depreciation. So if you go to the journal lines, so you can see the accumulated depreciation and depreciation expenses, right? So this is how in the application the depreciation has been calculated. If I go to the transactional level, so if you go to the addition, you can view the accounting cost to the cost clearing, right? So cost to cost clearing, and the analysis of the journal, you can view the detailed analysis of the journal. Here we are. So account code, and the debit is cost and credit is cost clearing, right? So that is our book. The description has been provided, right? So, and if I go to transfer, and you can view, just hold on, it's basically transfer to our book. And if I go to the reclassification, so you can view the reclassification, change in category change, event type is category change, the cost to cost is changing, right? So there is, all category is being changed, right? So if the category having a different depreciation convention, then accordingly the things will the depreciation will be the change accordingly to the category, right? So that is how the things are being performed in the application, right? So that is category, new category is hardware. Now let us go to the revaluation. So let us move to the PPT again. Next topic is asset revaluation. So for the asset revaluation, we had to have some setup options. We had to revaluation setup options we had to enable, and setup revaluation account, right? So that is a mandate one for the revaluation. I have done so, and then we will initiate the revaluation, preview the revaluation, run the revaluation, and revaluation status. We will run the depreciation and accounting also. So let us, why the revaluation of asset is being used. So revaluation, using the revaluation to record the asset in your asset book at the fair value, right? So you revalue the asset. Say in case of a mobile, if you have a mobile, if there is a technology changes, the valuation of the asset get changed. Or say in a land, if any new development comes in that particular zone area, then the value of the asset get increased, right? So that is some of the examples are there. So usually we revalue the asset at the certain point of time. So if I end of the any fiscal year of calendar year, you in the end of the month, the actual value to that asset is to be recorded, then we had to check with the fair value of the market value of that particular asset, right? Whether it is increase or decrease, right? So that the balance sheet can be you can view the asset in a very proper manner, right? So let us quickly navigate what are the setups are there. So from the setting and action, setup and maintenance, let us navigate to as a functional setup as a financials, and if I go to scroll a little bit down, fixed assets, and to the manage asset books, right? So select that manage asset books. Associated corp book is my asset book, search with that. So this is my asset book and these are two are my tax book, right? So let us open that. Out here in the revaluation, allow revaluation, this has to be checked out, and cost and net book, right? So this how to revalue on the cost or the net book value or the written down value, right? So that is the thing. And revaluation depreciation reserve should be checked out, right? So and you have to provide the revaluation reserve account, these accounts you have to provide, right? So revaluation account, revaluation retired loss account, the revaluation accounts has to be provided, right? So let us, these are the setups you have to do. Let us move to the application now, to the asset work area. So let us go to the asset work area. So from here, the task panel, revalue asset, right? So let us select that, revalue asset. So select that, say next, this is my book. So provide the group name, ER232, that is the group name I am giving. Method, which method you want to have, that is written down method, that is net book value method, or cost. It depends upon the requirements, right? So I am saying that it is in the cost, and the mass transaction number is there. So open period is my August, and the status, the posting status is new, right? So provide that revalue value of asset, right? Revalue of server, right? So let us select that, and the transaction date will be this date, right? So if you provide the prepared name, so I am providing the prepared name, and the asset number, let us provide one asset number. This is 11270, right? So select that one asset, right? Just give the one asset. For the testing purpose, we are giving the one asset. Either you can provide the asset number, in place service date, or if you have a expenses, depreciation expenses account, on the basis of that you can do that, the asset key, or using the location or category, right? So I'm selecting only the criteria as one asset, that is from asset to asset, right? So revaluation rule, what will be the revaluation rule? The type will be amount and fair value, or fair value, or the percentage. I am selecting as a percentage, and there is a percentage and the fair value and the price index value. So let me select that as a percentage and select the percentage as 2%, right? So let me select that 2% and submit the same. Let me search with that revaluation E22. Let me say progress and search. Let us prepare that, right? So let us prepare in progress, prepare that. So let me download the ADFDI file. open that. Enable, connect, yes. Right. So this is the particular asset. So cost 2%. If you have say cost 2%, you can provide the prepared name. Right, so 2% of that particular asset, right? So you can see the reserve account 350, right? So let us submit the same. That is 2%. If I select the amount, I have to put the amount out here. So percentage is 2%. Revalue of the server. So let us submit the same. Get stuck out. So preview. So let me, posting is previewed. Let me prepare that, I think so. Just hold on. System is running very slow. Just wait for a while. If I select it as a preview, as a post, if I select as a post, there we are. So another sheet is downloaded. You can preview that. So post it. Select that as posted. Select that as posted, not posted, as post, right? So let me sit as post. and submit. Say OK. So let us navigate to the application. Say done. It's taking a bit of time. Refresh that. Some issue with the application. So done. If I go to the inquire asset, go to this asset. Let me go to the transactional area, the revaluation. So revaluation with the 2%. So 2% revaluation you can see in the transaction. So revaluation at the method of cost, right? So my asset has been revalued. Previously it is 17500. It has been revaluated to 17850, right? So, and the depreciation, again I have made the changes, so it got rolled back. So we had to run the depreciation and create accounting, right? So that is, again you can go to the from here, calculate depreciation. You can calculate the depreciation and run the depreciation, then you can view the asset. So in the financial category, if you go out there, you can, current cost is $17,850, and whereas the original cost is $17,500, right? So, and if you go to the cost history, so you can see the cost history out here. Here we are. The cost has been increased, right? So the first transaction and the last date of the transaction, right? So transaction you can view and the depreciation. Now let us view the depreciation. It is not, still it is running. So let us move to the next is transfer, right? So moving to the PPT again. So asset transfer can be done between the employees, or transfer between the location, or transfer between the balancing segment values, or transfer cost centers, or transfer other segment values. You can do the transfer on the basis of that. So depreciation and accounting, we will see transfer of the cost and depreciation reserve. And if you transferring within the segments of the company, then intercompany accounting should be enabled, and you should have defined the setups related to intercompany, right? So let us take one simple location transfer, how to do a mass location transfer, right? So let us navigate to the application. So quickly go to the transfer of asset, right? So let us go to the transfer of asset and prepare the mass transfer. If you want to have single transfer, then you can use the basic one. I am using the mass one. I am using the example of this, right? So that's why. So TRF22 is my group code, and the transfer to LA, right? So transfer to LA, and provide the prepared name. It's right now it's in Atlanta office, right? So I am moving to the LA. So my asset, let me select the asset. This is my asset, and another asset number is 21, right? So that is the 21, if I'm not wrong. Yes it is. And the transfer is in the location, right? So so you can see the name, number, or expense account, or location, right? So let us take a case of location. I want to relocate. So country as USA, search with that, add state and county equals to California, city equals to search with that, LA. Let me search. I think so that is the LA, right? So let me search with that. Search with Los Angeles. Okay. Let me select one of that, any of the California. I'm selecting, say, this is the Los Angeles. So I am selecting and say, if I select that, so let me open in the duplicate that, just hold on. Let me search with the location. The location, go to the asset inquiry, search with recent addition. So in August, say July, let me select one of that. So if I go to the financials, cost history, assignment, that is Atlanta, California, right? So I don't want that. Just hold on. Any of that particular thing we will take. So just take it that US Texas Austin, right? So I want to change to US Texas Austin, US Texas. Austin. say OK, and submit the same. So let us search with the transaction, transfer 22, in progress, transfer, search. So let us prepare that. So one ADFDI file will be downloaded to mass transfer. Open that file. Enable that. Say yes. Here we are. So 2 rows. If you go out there, the previous location was right. So this is the previous location, and let me check it out out here. Double click that. Search, say USA. Search with that. Let me select out here California, Los Angeles office, right? So select that. Say OK. So USA, copy that. Copy that. Just place it down here. And let's post it down. Just hold on. Transfer new. I will say to post. Right? So I will not say it as a post. And post that. So location will get posted, and we can, through asset inquiry, we can view that. So request has been submitted and row updated successfully. Let us move to the application now to see that. So done. If I go to task panel, inquire asset. So this is the asset we are talking about. So select that one of the asset. If I go to the cost history, depreciation, transaction, just hold on. Here we are. So the transfer, right? So it has been transferred. So you can see that in the transfer, the asset previously it was in US California Los Angeles office, and it was previously in US California Atlanta office. Now it is new location is US California Los Angeles office, Atlanta office, and Los Angeles office, right? So that is the using the mass way you can transfer the asset. So we have done the reclassification and transfer also, right? So you can run the depreciation. So let us run the depreciation again. From here, calculate depreciation. And we will run also create account. submit the same. You can view the process through schedule process. Let the process complete. There is some error in the depreciation. Let's wait for a while. Let us navigate to the asset work area. From here you can acquire asset, go to the acquire asset, select any one of the asset we have added. So some issues with that depreciation. If I go to the transactional level, we can view the accounting, right? So cost to cost transfer has been happened, right? So go to the reclassification, analyze that. So reclassification we have done that to cost, right? We are using the cost, not net book value, right? So this way we have added the asset through spreadsheet, and if you go to the source line, you can see we have added the asset using the spreadsheet, right? So that's it for today. Thank you for joining this webinar on fixed asset transactional process. So thank you for joining this session. Thank you.